Good evening, people. Chris F.E. Jackson here. Just get myself sorted. And here I have another P900 camera that I received today, and it said it wasn't powering up. Now, over here, here's my P900 that I had fixed previously, and if you can see, it's charging the battery at the moment. The battery was in here, it arrived in the post inside, and it didn't power up. So I got another battery that I had in here that I charged, put it in there, and this camera powered up. Now, it was reported that this camera wasn't powering up. So I've just put this one to the side because the battery that came with this one is now in here charging. So now with this one, if I power it up, it did power up, and it looks, to all intents and purposes, it's driving and powered off. Yeah, looks good. So on to the next stage. There is a problem with it, and I'll show you. It all looks in good order in terms of the lens. Everything seems to function. Open up the screen, power it on again. It says raise the flash, go to standard, and there is no picture on the screen. So I thought, perhaps let's try and take a photo. Nothing. Okay, so scroll through. Oh, there's a picture I took on another camera, and scroll back, and there's some screenshots I made out on Dartmoor to test the other camera at various zooms. Yeah, not very interesting. And when I look through the viewfinder, no video either. So that's where we're at. So it doesn't matter which value I put on it, still says the same. And that little red icon that's flashing, that's to tell me the date and time has not been set. So I can go through all the menus. Let's go back to scene, and you still have all the selections. Everything seems to work, except it doesn't take pictures or video. So let's power it down, put the screen away, and what I'm going to do is, just to save you the boring details, I'm going to take the back off as a first look, and we'll see what we find. And it does look as if all the screws are intact, haven't been messed with, so it could be an electronic fault. So one thing to go for would be, great, I have my spare complete unit here. I might take the array off, have a look at the cable on here. So bear with me, and I will remove the back cover, which means taking all the screws out. You won't want to see that. This camera is in what looks to be excellent order. So I shall remove the screws and restart. Resume. Now, with all the screws out and safely kept on a little magnet, the condition of this is absolutely spanking brand new. Yeah, not a problem with that. Looks good, and all indications on here show that everything is in situ. Let's get a and just focus somehow. Yep, everything, all the connectors. Now, I'm assuming that the one at the moment under here is connected because the CCD array comes onto this board, gets processed, and the signal comes back through this cable onto this assembly up to the viewfinder. So incidentally, when you see the roll on there, I don't think this has ever been pulled apart. So it's as new. And these cables are all in. That one is just bent out of the way, but it is in the connector. This one here, sorry, I'm pointing at the screen. So the next thing to do is to take this plate off and have a look. And as a first off, I will replace the CD device, because if that's not working, then it won't send any data into here. It won't get processed or put out to here. So the very first thing is maybe this array. So I'm going to do that now. I'll take the plate off, and like in true form, I will not turn that screen off a bit. So yeah, might be a bit better for viewing. I'll just pause it again to get this plate off, and we'll go from there. Okay, so now I have the plate off. Put that to one side safely for a minute, and again I'll offer up to the camera. Just focus, and here's the array, and there's the cable connection. You can see that looks mighty fine. Nothing wrong with that. And the other cable here is all in. I'll just lift that little PCB on there and get out of the way so you can see that cable looks good. So what I'm going to do is I'll do it in real time. I'll take off the array now. It's only 3 screws, and obviously disconnect the connector first. Get the cable out. So look what that looks like. And looking for my magnifying glass now. Tell me to with it. Not to worry. Right in front of my face. It looks fine. The connector looks fine at the moment. Yeah, nothing to worry about there. Right. So I'll take off the array. Like I say, 3 screws. 1, 2, and 3. Lift it straight off, he says. Now, again, it's going to be hard to see if there is anything actually wrong with this. It looks absolutely spanking. No issue. I'm wondering if the shutter mechanism is opening or not. It'd be a good idea to test this inside another camera. My suspicions are it might be all right, but there has to be a reason why we're not getting anything off this. Let's get out of the light there a bit. So it's an easy one to check. and sanity, but I will keep this safe just in case there is nothing wrong with it. So it could be good. Might be another underlying fault with this. So I can see right in the mechanism. Yeah, it looks all right. So with this one, it'll be a quick check. Now, incidentally, when you put these cameras back together again, I don't need to put the plate on and have everything connected with the plate in situ. I can connect up everything, and without the back screen on, I can't obviously activate the buttons, but I should be able to see if there's any witness video or picture within the viewfinder. It shouldn't cause an error, so it's a quick check. But if it isn't the CCD array, then it has to be something to do with the shutter, I would say. And I have a spare one of those, so but one never knows. And I will check the cable around there, because the cable on this fella is the shutter mechanism, and that looks pristine. Looks okay. Nothing to worry about there, he says. Okay. So let's get this thing off and whack him on here. Should be identical. Get that on there. Screw it down, CJ. One. Just getting it into the head of the screwdriver. Two. Oh, all these things on it. Some sort of paper and ID. I'm wondering if this camera was reclaimed or stolen, recovered. No idea. It seemed to have some sort of code on it, and yeah, I ripped it off just so it wouldn't get recognised on the video. But I paid a fair enough amount for this, about £122, and yeah, I've never had one that has been like this before. So again, opportunity for learning. One says. Now, what do I do with my little blade? I'm terrible for this. What do I do with it? No, it's there. Right. Okay. Trouble is with magnets, they pick up everything, especially the strong ones. So what I'll do is I'll just make a quick connection of everything. Get that in, that's in. And get the array cable in. This is obviously a different cable from one that's worked before, I know that. Oh, that went in nicely. Now the other cable that comes all the way over here, I don't really need that because it's the part of the, what can I say, this one is part of the little network receiver so you can connect to it. So it's like basically like a little SIM module that you can program and wirelessly connect. Not interested in that, so that shouldn't stop the screen from working. Got one connector over here. Get that in. That's a little bit, yeah, it's definitely brand new because these are nice and tight to get in. So I'm sure that's in. Got that one in, everything else in. I don't need this cable in because it's, well, it's the size zone, won't bother with that. And a screen button. Now, get the camera back, put the battery in. I do have a card in this. Yeah, do have a card. Pop the battery in, close it up, and power on. It should power up. There we are. It's powered up. It's powered down. Come on. Powered up. But it's powered down again, is it? Let's have a look. And it's coming up with the date and time again. Oh, bugger. There is something on the viewfinder, but if I can't adjust the button. I just want to say OK. So I'll go ahead and do that. Connect in the button. Just to say OK, because it won't display anything on the screen while it's just waiting for the let's get tweezers. Whilst it's waiting for the date to be entered. Obviously I should have left the battery in there longer because there is a backup battery in here which I think sits on the boards underneath somewhere. Let's not worry too much about that at the moment. But I'll get the cover on, and if I see a video on the viewfinder, I'll reconnect the. Perhaps I better turn it off first, CJ. Is it on or off? It's on. I'll just remove the battery. Let's be safe. And reconnect this back so I can get the buttons to work. And that's in. He says, yep. It's nice and tight. I may as well connect the screen, I think, because let's connect the screen, he says, because why do one? You can do two birds, one stone, sort of thing. Yep, yep. Come on. That's in there. That's in there. So just carefully dropping down. May as well close them up. I think. Watch out for this cable here. Don't want to crush this one. Get him in. I close that there because otherwise the viewfinder sensor won't allow the screen to power up. So let's get it powered up. This is all real time. Let's see. There's nothing on the screen coming up. There is on the viewfinder. And still nothing. So I've got, take that off. Nope, Still nothing on the screen. Nothing at all. Does drive out. I might not have the screen. So let's have a look down here. See if I can see anything when I push the take button to see if the shutter does move. Oh, great. Done that. I couldn't see anything. Although it did make the noise. Definitely nothing there. It is displaying the pictures, at least. Put this back on. Well, there's going to be a part 2, I think. Mechanism sounds fine. Just, yeah, didn't get anything on the screen there, did I? Is it? It is nice and home. Not sure why the screen's not coming up. It did feel as if the screen went back in. I'm not going to get hung up on the screen just yet because I'm not receiving any video or data through off of the CMOS array. So I do think it's a problem. The next thing to go for would be the shutter. And if the shutter's okay, it might be an electronics board not processing the digital data from the array. So because this mechanism is pretty good and everything looks pristine, what to do? The thing is, I need to look at that shutter, see if it's open and closed. The cable, which you saw, which I'll show you again, take this off. Yep. That around here. My cable is in okay, I think. The buttons worked alright. Get that off. That's that one. Slightly at an angle, but hey, let's not worry about it just yet. And yeah, so further strip down required, and I'm going to do a part 2 at some point. So yeah, it's 25 minutes, and yeah, thanks awfully for watching, and watch out for part 2 of the broken, what shall I call it? No picture. There we are. Catch you later. Bye now.